Well, happening right now, protesters are gathering at the federal building in downtown Seattle. They are rallying for the impeachment of President Trump.
And this is one of several rallies planned not only for Washington state, but all across the country. KingFest Ted Land joins us now live with more. Ted?
Hi guys, the crowd has grown considerably just in the past 30 minutes or so, and the plaza here at the federal building has really filled up. This event starts at 5 and everybody is gathering out here in front of a stage, which is way in the distance there, where they will have some speakers, some music, and delivering the message that they say nobody is above the law. These rallies are happening all across the country. We'll give you a view from above. It shows you just how big the crowd here is at this hour. There are also rallies in Tacoma, Olympia, and on the Eastside. Organizers say they're expecting hundreds, perhaps thousands of people to show up here in downtown Seattle. And these rallies are happening, they say, in all 50 states tonight ahead of tomorrow's expected vote in the House of Representatives, a historic vote for impeachment. The point of these rallies is to show those lawmakers, they say in D.C., that voters here want them to impeach within this group. It's a very big crowd here, and this is happening just at the start of rush hour here in downtown Seattle along 2nd Avenue. That's a pretty busy road as people try to get through here. They say if this crowd grows any more and they start to spill into the street, police will close 2nd Avenue until about 7 p.m. when this rally is expected to wrap up. So that could be a pretty big disruption along here. This event is just getting underway. Again, it wraps up around 7. We'll be talking to some people here, learning about what brought them out here, how they organized this, and what message they're trying to send tonight ahead of tomorrow's very important vote. Live in downtown Seattle, Ted Land, King 5 News.
Ted, thank you. Meantime, the chairman of Washington's Republican Party today echoed the sentiment of the president, saying there was a lack of due process in the impeachment proceedings.
Well, I think the president speaks for a lot of voters across the country that are frustrated with the process. They don't feel like it's fair. There hasn't been due process. This has been a partisan witch hunt from day one. So this has been the Democrats' campaign to undo the vote of the people.
Caleb Heimlich called the impeachment hearing a loss for the American people, saying it feeds distrust in the political process. He expects the vote to pass tomorrow, but believes that some Democrats will vote no.